Well, greetings being. It is January 29th, 2012. And what I want to talk about this week is a reiteration, because of course everything is, of what we can do with regard to working with the concepts, taking a spiritual workout perspective of things, when we are in situations that are pretty much not to our liking. So I have no doubt that you've heard me say many times that the first place to go, here I am in a situation not to my liking, I don't like anything about this, how did I get here? If I'm creating my own reality, what the hell am I doing wrong? Because this is not interesting to me, and I don't like it, and I don't want to be in it. So from the perspective of the concepts, the first place that I always look, and doesn't mean you have to, is I'm here for a reason. There are no accidents. And then what that does is it leads us to that question that we ask all the time, which is, okay, if I'm here for a reason and I don't like it, then the question is, so what muscle do I have to grow or develop? Who do I have to be that I've not been before in order to navigate to peace? And this is where, when we make that inquiry, usually the answer is not top of mind, but sometimes it is. Sometimes it's, wow, I just really need courage here, or I really need to be assertive here. Where maybe courage and assertiveness are things that you've sort of kind of known in the background for a while that have needed some, or that you could benefit from growing those muscles. It's always going to be something where you look at it and say, or you really feel it, I think, and say, yeah, that's completely accurate for me. So that's definitely one of the first places to look in terms of concepts. And looking for what muscle there is to grow or develop, and what trait that you can take on and become better at and more skilled at practicing. The next place to look when you're in a situation that is not too much to your liking, or not at all to your liking, that's usually what we're talking about, is to take some time to inquire again as to what must someone have to believe in order to wind up in this circumstance. So spiritual workout is about creating our reality, our lives, in a very conscious manner. But we also know that for most of us, we've been creating very unconsciously for a very long period of time. So this is not a place to blame or feel guilty or feel bad about discovering a belief, probably a very old belief you have, that's creating your current experience. You started creating it when you had no idea what you were doing. Still, it doesn't matter. The belief is still there. The belief is still creating the experience. So here you are in an experience that is not so much to your liking. And you're looking at, okay, who do I have to be? What muscle do I have to grow or develop in this situation in order to navigate to peace? But then another place to look is, what belief must I have? Or beliefs, we know they often come in sets usually, that would land me in this place. Because oftentimes when we are in places that are not to our liking, it's not the first time we've been there. Or there are aspects or elements of it that are just so exactly the same as when you were younger. So that's the question. What belief do I have that is creating this experience? This is not an easy step, and that's a belief in and of itself, and you always hear me talk about that. But I know that this is usually one that takes a little time, that takes some digging into, because it's probably going to be something that's very old. So we're here for a reason, and we've got beliefs matter. There are two more places that we can go to when we find ourselves in situations that are not so much to our liking. The next place, or another place to go, is take responsibility. It's so easy when we're in situations that are not to our liking to blame this one and that one and the other one for what they did to get us in this place. And in my experience personally, and as I listen to people all the time, oftentimes there are very legitimate things that people out there have done, quote unquote, to us, not really, but that's how we perceive it. And it's very easy to stay locked into, well, you know, if she or he had not done this thing that they did, I wouldn't be in this situation. And yet you're in the situation, so just taking responsibility for it. I create my own reality, whether I'm doing it consciously or not. I am creating my own reality, and here it is. I'm sitting in it. You don't just take the hit. You don't have to analyze it. You don't have to analyze it. Just take the hit. I'm responsible for creating my own reality. And just get yourself out of pointing fingers. It's just a nice... It's like a whole chunk of most people's process that you can just eliminate right off the bat. Okay, I'm responsible. Who cares how I got here? It doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm here. Take the hit. Take responsibility. Next. And then, of course, this just leads us into one more concept, which is being present. Just accepting it all as it is. You don't have to like it. You do not have to like it. But here you are in this situation that's not so much to your liking. You've chosen to take responsibility. Chosen. Choice is bound. There's one I didn't even know I was going to mention. But you've chosen to take responsibility. You're looking into, what beliefs do I have underneath it all that have landed me in this place? Even if they're beliefs that I thought I've worked on before. And you are willing to look at, okay, who do I have to be? How do I get out of this mess? Oh, I have to be courageous. I have to be assertive. I have to be X, Y, Z, A, B, C, whatever it is. So those are all fantastic. And yet there's an element where it all begins of just simply acceptance. This is where I am. So look at what you are resisting about being in the spot that you're in. Now we've already agreed and set up that we don't like it. You don't have to like it. But you also don't want to put any energy into resisting it, because that just means it's going to take that much longer to resolve the whole thing, right? So just coming at it from the place of acceptance. I don't like it, but I'm here. Okay, this is what it is. Just sit in that for a minute, a day, an hour, however long it takes. Look at what you're resisting and then work with that material. God, I just do not want to be in this spot. I'm so pissed off. I'm so frustrated. I'm so angry. I'm so resentful. Those are usually the things that I hear people dealing with, and you could probably tell that I deal with myself as well. You know, it's like, oh, really? Really? But when we let go of that and look at, I'm just resisting X, Y, Z, A, B, C, like I said, and that's going to give you a lot of information about how you can maneuver from this circumstance and situation you're in that is not to your liking into one that is. So, in a circumstance not to your liking, here for a reason. What is it? Who do I have to be? What muscle do I have to grow or develop? What beliefs do I have that have landed me in this place? And is there anything about it that is repetitive, that's familiar, feels old, feels like here we go again? Taking responsibility. Yeah, people did what they did, but then when you look at the beliefs, it's your beliefs that created it, and they're just playing their parts in your movie. They needed to do what they did because they're just the universe's pawns in helping you to create the reality that you're creating with the belief that you don't know you have, or you don't know how active it really is. And then slipping into taking responsibility, which leads us right into simply accepting it all as it is. So I hope that's helpful in the day-to-day nitty-gritty of your life. That's what this is all about. Of course, any comments, questions, concerns, questions you'd like me to specifically address in a future video, please send them my way. And that's it for today. Have a wonderful whatever day you're having. See you next time.